Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. The ATL-Ruston.com. Please bookmark that for future content, as well as ATL-Lincoln.com. And we're going to do businesses, we're going to do nonprofits, we're going to do makers and music. We're actually going to do things that impact the community. So bookmark those two sites. We're putting content up there daily, and we're going to do episode 1 here today from Lincoln Parish Park. I am Rick Godley. We are brought to you by Century Next Bank, courtesy Chrysler Dodge Jeep, as well as Conville Smith and Associates. And we're talking, this is episode 1, DART, Kris Barney, Community Advocate Resiliency Advocate or Specialist. But anyway, for DART. And so, Kris, I appreciate you taking the time coming out here to Lincoln Parish Park.
Thank you, Rick, for having me.
You're most welcome. We got an article, or I should say you have an article coming out in the Ruston Daily Leader. They so graciously give DART a feature article, and you guys fill it up with so much content. Well, we got together and we got to talking about, you know, this is the most wonderful time of the year, joy to the world, peace on earth. Well, that may not be happening so much in relationships and in families right now. So that's going to be the topic of your article. Let's expound on that.
Yes, absolutely. So we basically my article is about how domestic violence may or may not increase during the holiday season. And a lot of people think that domestic violence does increase during the holiday season, and that's actually a myth. It actually slows down, and there are fewer calls to hotlines during this season. When there is domestic violence in a relationship, it's there all the time, not just during special seasons of the year. It is always there, and so that's what the article is about, is trying to debunk that myth.
Well, where did that myth even come from? Do you have any idea? I mean, I didn't know that, and I kind of was under the influence that, yeah, you know, it is more stressful with the holidays, et cetera, end of the year reflections and all that. But what we're talking about, domestic violence, abusive, controlling relationships, knows no season.
No, absolutely. And I think that was created. People during the holiday season, you know, we indulge a little bit more in alcohol consumption and the stressors of money, spending money, financial stresses, and being around family when the abuser's not allowed to be around family. It can be a cesspool of stress.
Right.
And I think that's really where maybe that whole myth came from. And in reality, it's been like that. If there's domestic violence in the relationship, it's been there the whole time.
Well, and we say domestic violence, which obviously is obvious after the fact, but you have controlling issues prior to the fact. So touch on that too, because again, this knows no age, race, color, creed, as starting from what age up? I mean, it's ubiquitous.
It is, and actually, well, there's all kinds of different forms of abuse. You know, you have financial, you have coercive control, manipulation, controlling behavior, and that can start as early as middle school on up to well into adulthood, because domestic violence is a learned behavior. We know this. And dating violence too. There's controlling behavior in dating violence. It starts early, let me just say.
Well, not to be punny, but it is an equal opportunity destroyer.
Absolutely.
In all relationships.
Yes.
By the way, a number for those, somebody's going to make the decision today, like, I've had enough, I'm getting out. DART is fully equipped, not only to get you out, and hold my thought to that. We understand that's the most dangerous time, but it could be the most liberating time. Or if you are in the position right now and you have questions, you have concerns, you're not really sure, be it somebody who is in an abusive relationship, male or female, teen, or whatever age, call this number, 888-411-1333, 888-411-1333, and then touch on what I was holding my thought there. I forgot what I was going to say. What was that?
Well, basically, if you are looking to get out of a relationship or get out of an abusive relationship, DART has amazing services that we offer to women and children, teens, anyone, and even men. I want to touch on that as well. We serve everybody who is trying to escape, and leaving an abusive relationship is the most dangerous time for anyone to be leaving. And I actually had a conversation about about that experience for myself, how dangerous it was for me to leave. But DART has a wonderful legal advocate that can help with any legal questions. Our children's advocate, women's advocate, me, I'm an advocate, a community advocate, and so DART is always there to help anyone.
Right. Well, and matter of fact, even like if today is the day for you to make the decision to call and say, I got to get out now, the resources as well as safety and protection is there right now. And not only that, but one is financial. I'm sure he or she's thinking, I can't afford this. You can't afford to stay. And then the second thing is life after that, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. And I know that sounds probably ludicrous to somebody who's not even sure about her next breath or next hour. Right.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we have an amazing shelter. And our ladies, the ladies at DART, actually will help safety plan, which is very important. When we also try to educate on finances and how to escape safely so that you can survive, and you will be able to survive outside of this relationship. Our shelter is amazing. The ladies that work there guide you. There's financial advice. There's all kinds of things, and you won't be in this situation forever. You won't be destitute. Let me just say this.
Sure.
There's always some place to go and feel safe. And there are tons of resources so that you're not homeless or hungry, or your children are hungry and homeless. Yeah.
One final point that I did want to bring up sometimes, and we talked about this, that a lot of people stay in a relationship and they use the children as an excuse to stay in a toxic, let alone abusive, let alone violent relationship. Don't let that be your excuse, because there's probably hiding behind the excuse, and the best thing for the children, and not every case, but in probably all cases, do what's right. Do what's right.
Exactly. So let me expand on that as well. Staying in an abusive relationship is not healthy for the children because they are watching. You may think that they are in their rooms. You put them in their rooms. They're not hearing. They're not sensing, but they know, and they're learning. They're learning from you and from your abuser. And staying in an abusive relationship is very traumatic for the children, especially when they are so protective of mom. But getting out takes strategy, and that's another thing. Safety planning especially safety planning with children, is very important.
She's Kris Barney, coming from One Who Knows. If you have any questions or comments, please give her a call, 513-9373. That's the office for DART, 888-411-1333. Domestic Abuse Resistance Team. As we head into the holidays here, don't get wrapped up in a tighter relationship, but get released and
get help. And we're here to help and get you to where you need to be safe. Our motto is keeping our families safe.
Thanks for all that you do.
Thank you for having me.
We'll stream you later.